From CS Food Service, our next stop was the Association of Customs Brokers in Sonora. Brokers are tasked with getting goods in and out of Mexico. They have to stay on top of financial regulations. It was the Mexican government's intention to stimulate the economy along the border. However, for customs brokers, it's not quite what it seems, given that many of their dealings extend beyond this region. The group's president, Rene Vidal, explains some of the challenges introduced by new incentives. How significant is this importing-exporting business here in Nogales with respect to Arizona and the rest of the Southwest?
Nogales is the most important border in all of Arizona between the U.S. and Mexico. We think that it's one of the principal industries here. In Nogales, Arizona, there's said to be about 25,000 population, and in Nogales, Sonora, there's closer to 400 to 500,000 population. And basically there's three industries. You're either in the transport industry, you're in the warehousing, or you're in the custom brokerage industry.
This recent sales tax reduction, does that affect you and your work?
So the sales tax reduction has been a concept that still hasn't been very easily understood. From the way that we're interpreting it as custom brokers and for importers and exporters, there's no direct benefit. Customs still charges 16% IVA, which is the tax, to import anything into Mexico, and in no way is it any types of benefit to reduce for 8% for anything that has to do with customs purposes.
So it doesn't extend beyond this border region?
No, in this border region or any other border, for customs, it won't have any direct. You still have to pay the same amount that you did last year.
How has that impacted your work then? I mean, has that caused some problems given that the thought was that if you can reinvigorate the economy of the border region, that it would eventually extend to brokers like yourselves?
So in reality, what we believe that the government is doing is protecting also its interest in order to being able to still captivate the same income that it was doing in customs. So that's why they're leaving that same percentage. The idea is to benefit the final consumer, not necessarily industries or companies, but the actual people.
It seems like there's a lot to keep track of right now, given that this is a new benefit, not necessarily a law. Are there psychological effects of this, of what's taking place right now with the economy along the border?
I think some of the psychological effects might fall back directly on the business owners. We still don't know where our responsibility is going to lie down the future. So we've heard talks that if we apply the 8% and we charge only 8% of the tax, that if for some reason the federal government sees that something wasn't done correctly or it was benefited to somebody that didn't apply, they can go ahead and charge us for what we didn't charge. So that's one of the reasons that a lot of us are a little worried on how the result might turn out. For imports, the benefit doesn't exist anywhere, because that's one of the biggest ideas that, oh, now if I put a manufacturing business close to the border, I'll only pay 8%, and that isn't the case. I mean, so that's, I think, the main thing that for customs purposes and custom brokers. We don't think that the idea is very far-fetched and that it's a bad idea. We just feel the uncertainty as to how it's really going to play off and what role we're playing. I mean, if everybody's doing the 8% and the consumers, the benefited, we're all for it. But right now, some of the little commas that have come about, we're still a little skeptical until we understand it fully.